Alright guys, so there's no doubt about it that building a budget gaming PC for under £300 can be a bit challenging, especially in the year 2026. But in this video today, I'm going to be showing you a sub £300 gaming PC that we built that, despite using older parts, still offers some amazing price to performance. So let's get on with the video. Alright, so let's first kick it off with the motherboard combo we picked up off Facebook Marketplace. Now this is an older i7-7700 with a Z170 motherboard, and I paid £40 for these parts, which did include a cooler, but we replaced that. Now this motherboard goes for over £50 by itself on eBay, as it actually is quite a high-end board despite it being quite old. And the i7-7700 also goes for around £40, so considering we paid £40 for all of this, it was a pretty good deal. Next up, we've got the 16GB of RAM, which we paid £30 for, once again off Facebook Marketplace. Now these parts were purchased earlier this year, and honestly, in 2025, £30 for this slower kit of DDR4 RAM wouldn't have been a great deal, but considering everything going on at the moment and how RAM prices are pretty crazy, £30 for a 16GB kit of RAM is not too bad. It is only clocked at 2666 MHz, but for this older i7 platform, I think it'd be just fine. And as mentioned, it did come with this old Arctic freezer cooler, but once I put it through Cinebench, within 30 seconds, the CPU was hitting 100 degrees. I then remembered I had a Cooler Master Hyper 212 that I got given, and I never had a use for it until I started building this PC. So luckily we got an upgraded cooler, all for free too. Despite this motherboard being over 10 years old, it actually has a decent rear I/O with about 6 USB 3.0 ports, a USB Type-C, as well as an M.2 slot for further storage. Now in this video we actually are using a SATA SSD, and there's one reason for that. It's simply that I could not get a decent deal on a 1TB M.2. I was trying to look for one for under £60 because realistically you don't want to be paying £100 like the asking price is at the moment. But we picked up this crucial SSD for £55 and 41 pence. Sure, a SATA drive is not as fast as an M.2 drive, but for this budget build, it'd be just fine. For our case, we decided to go for this Antec CX800 fish tank style case, as it only cost us £45 and 46 pence. I definitely think if you're flipping gaming PCs, getting a solid case that actually looks aesthetically pleasing is definitely something that helps a PC sell fast. To power the PC, we're using a Corsair CV650 watt power supply. Now this was picked up as part of a deal with the graphics card, which we paid £110 total, so I valued the power supply at £20. This will provide more than enough power for the components we're going to be using. And our graphics card for this build is the RTX 2060. Now considering that we paid £110 for this GPU as well as a 650 watt power supply, going by the current market, it was a pretty good deal. Now I think this graphics card will pair nicely with this i7, and it does give us a lot of options because we're able to use things like DLSS if we're playing more demanding games. I truly think that the biggest issue with this card is its lackluster 6GB of VRAM, which may be alright for some games, but if you're pushing more modern titles to ultra settings for example, you may notice hitching as you're actually being VRAM limited. Now, to kick things off with the gaming benchmarks, we decided to play some Forza Horizon 6 as it's a newly released game. We played this on medium settings with no upscaling, as I did try some DLSS, but honestly it didn't seem to improve the frame rate much. Now, considering that this PC doesn't even meet the recommended specs for this game, it did recommend the medium preset and it seemed to be a pretty viable choice. Whilst roaming around the map, we averaged around 80 FPS, and the same can be said when we were racing. Now, in the crowded areas when we were driving around, we did see it drop to around 60, and it did drop to 59 at one point for a brief second. But overall, I think for these specs, over 60 FPS on a newly released game is pretty solid. Now, our 1% lows were pretty good as well, and our 0.1% lows were around average. But honestly, I was quite surprised at how well this game run on this PC. Sure, it didn't look the best, but it definitely is playable. Next up, we play some Fortnite at 1080p on performance mode, so competitive settings. Now, this was technically the worst game or the worst performing game out of the ones we tried today, and not because of the average FPS, but because of the 0.1% lows. The game did feel quite hitchy and a little bit stuttery, and I feel like that is shown in the 0.1% lows. Now, we did actually play 2 games prior to this in case shaders were still being compiled, but even then, it didn't seem to make much of a difference. I'm almost wondering if the slower RAM is causing an issue or if the CPU is just not quite cutting it for this game. But either way, our average FPS was fine and the game is definitely playable, but the micro hitching is kind of annoying. And now for our last game, we tested Marvel Rivals and we used a medium preset, but we did set DLSS to balanced. We also turned off reflection quality and global illumination. This led to us getting a pretty solid average FPS of around 100, with our 1% lows being at around 77 and 0.1% lows at 64, so pretty respectable considering the price of this build and the fact that the parts are quite old. Now, I don't play this game whatsoever, so honestly do not watch or do not take much notice of the gameplay, but this does seem to be quite a popular game that people still play, so I thought I'd throw it in there. It is pretty cool to see that over 10-year-old CPU can still play games, and modern games to be exact, and honestly I'm pretty happy with how the build turned out overall. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of this PC, and would you like to see more budget builds or just more PC builds on this channel in the future. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one.